My heart broke into a million pieces last night when I read a note I stashed away when I was 16 years old. If you don't reach the age of 18, your life is gone, I wrote 9 years ago. I wish I could smack that child across the face and tell him to quit ruining his own happiness and enjoy being a kid again. Took it on anyway. I'll tell you something. Even though I'm 25 years old now, school doesn't teach you anything. You remember the years when you were in your teens? Those are not your best. It's not shocking. I don't think those are your best. They serve as your groundwork. The hard way was my unfortunate experience learning that. Allow me to share something with you before we go any farther. Put your headphones on if you're watching this video with your family. I have something really personal to say that they should not hear. The time was 5 in the morning in the midst of a severe winter in 2016. There was just the sound of my own footsteps and the bounce of the ball as I played basketball on the court while everyone else slept. My fingers were numb from the cold as I rehearsed the same shot for the 5,000th time, completely alone. All I had to accompany me were the streetlights. While my pals flaunted their Instagram adventures, I was certain that I was unique, exceptional, the one who would succeed, and a member of the exclusive 1%. At some point during the night, my mom would deliver me my cooled supper and tell me that I'm infatuated. Indeed, she was correct. Everybody else is just background noise when you're 16, and sure, you've got life figured out. My favorite club's tryouts are still fresh in my mind, not to mention the innumerable social and familial gatherings that were skipped over during the 5 years of nonstop training. Simply because the coach mentioned that the player is 5 feet 7 inches tall. We need someone with a height greater than that. Just listening helped ease the overwhelming disappointment I was feeling at the time. It was all a blur, filled with feelings of shame for squandered opportunities and the realization that I should have prioritized living my best life alongside pursuing my passions. I retreated to my room, which I like to call my personal cave, for 3 months, and didn't communicate with anyone. I devoted my life to gaming. For the better part of a day, I would lose myself in Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, and Minecraft. Nothing mattered, and there was no such thing as failure. It was up to me to decide who I wanted to be. Not even a million hours of gaming could have prepared me for the unexpected turn of events in real life. Nothing was the same after that Thursday. Without notice, my dad became ill and had a heart attack. No sooner had I gotten into a competitive CS::GO match than my mom dialed my number. On 3 separate occasions, I chose to disregard her because I was entirely absorbed in the game and did not want any interruptions. If you had come here an hour sooner, you could have had the chance to say goodbye to him, the doctor replied the second I answered. What is absolutely insane? It seems like the world is collapsing if you miss that party when you're 16. If you don't make the squad when you're 18 years old, you think that's it. At the age of 25, though, you come to understand that those were far from the last. That was only the start. My life now is very different from what I envisioned when I was 16 years old. I think that child would be let down. You won't see any money from tournaments or an NBA deal. Rather, I'm focusing on assisting others in rectifying their life in order to avoid repeating my mistakes. As a way to help other students who are going through what I was, I give speeches at schools. The plot twist. It's true, I'm happy. More joyous than that driven 16-year-old could have ever dreamed. I discovered something more fulfilling than achieving achievement. A sense of direction washed over me. Please hear me out if you are in the age bracket of 15, 16, 17, or 18 at this very moment. The current state of affairs is stifling. You feel overwhelmed by despair, stress, and the fear of failing. You see, I've been there, so I know. At the age of 18, your life doesn't suddenly come to a whirlwind. Turning 20 isn't a time to prove everyone wrong. The key is to chart your own course. My journey may not look anything like what you had in mind, but I still returned to the basketball court, where I honed my skills. not to chase NBA ambitions, but to have fun and remind myself that what we desire isn't always best for us. Plus, we move on to something new and hopefully better at the end of each phase of our lives. Even my basketball coach who predicted my demise deserves some credit. Regarding basketball, you were correct. Nevertheless, with regard to all other matters, you were incorrect. Why? Because there are instances when the path you should have taken was the one you were denied. This is my one and only term for anyone who has ever disappointed me or you. No way.